Picking the perfect planner for ourselves seems to simultaneously get so much easier and so much more difficult every single year. It gets easier because of all the different planner options we have to choose from, and it gets harder because of all the different planner options we have to choose from. And I don't know about you, but planner overwhelm has done me more harm than good at the end of every single year when choosing for my new year, new me, new schedule, new goals, and priorities. So, what I've done for you guys today is I sat down with my 12 plus years of planner picking experience and I came up with 6 tips, or I guess steps to take when picking the perfect planner to hopefully not only help you pick the perfect planner for you going into 2025, but to help you choose the one that you will get the most out of for your life, your schedule, your goals, and your dreams. So grab yourself a pen and paper, a hot beverage. We are going to sit down together and get into this today. So, my number one tip when picking the perfect planner is to start with a self survey. What are your needs? What is your lifestyle? What are your tasks for a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis? What does your schedule look like? And what are your priorities and goals for the new year? Here's my 2025 planner picking self survey. I jotted down the things that I will need to and anticipate having to plan for in the new year, as well as things that I want to track, things that I want to dig into, get more of out of my life, as well as my planning experience, things I want to drop off out of my life and my planners, and then planner proof. I feel like these top 4 categories are pretty self-explanatory, but the planner proof is something that I've really honed in on for myself over the years. This is what I want to see progress and results and advancement in my life and in my planners. So this is my life and my planners working together to get the most out of it. Of course, your lifestyle and your schedule is going to look different from mine, but I think this will be beneficial to anybody to take the self-survey, anticipate what they need or want to plan for, what they want to track, and of course, what they want planner proof of. Once we've taken the self-survey, we're going to jump into tip number 2, which is to figure out if all of these things can be handled in one or multiple planners. The way I recommend figuring it out is to go a step further with this and make a 2025 planners pages and places list. In order to plan and track and log all of the things from my self-survey, these are the kinds of pages and places I would want to see or have the ability to create in the planner or planners that I pick. So based on my lifestyle, my schedule, my goals and dreams and priorities for the new year, you can see here I have a pretty big list of the pages and places I would need and want in a planner. So with my self-survey and my pages and places combined, then I would answer the question if I can do this all in one planner or multiple planners. And from there, I would figure out tip number 3, which is the layout or layouts for all of my different needs. Is it something I can accomplish in a passion planner daily? Most of it, yes, but there are a few things that I require that wouldn't necessarily go in here. I would have to modify this planner, or I would have to get really smart about utilizing every single one of my back pages, maybe doing some tip-ins, but this Passion Planner Daily does have a great layout for a daily schedule, additional goals, space of infinite possibility over here where we could do habit tracking, meal planning, gratitude, goals and projects, journaling, all of those things. So this is a really great layout. Even though it is a daily spread, there's still so much space and opportunity for looking ahead as well. Could my needs be met with a Passion Planner weekly? This definitely has a lot of what I need. We've got the hourly schedule, the space of infinite possibility, some checklists, things to focus on, the monthly layout that I need and love. This has pages to check in with yourself on a monthly basis to stay on top of goals. If I printed real tiny, I could do a lot of planning as well as family memory keeping and homeschool tracking in here as well. Maybe my needs can be met with a teeny tiny Hobonichi Han. This has some front pages with monthly calendars, and it also goes into daily pages where you do have an hourly slot as well as a little checklist tracker up the top. This would be great for goals and habits. Also, a space here if you don't go all across the page with your hourly, because we do have that division line, a great space for journaling or any kind of tracking, notes, productivity, commonplace lists, all of those things. Maybe my needs could even be met in the free pages that comes with the A5 planner you get off of Amazon for $6.99. I created this spread entirely myself. As you can clearly see, I do have my checklist, my wellness, some moments and memories, and my meal plan. So this is a full day on just basically a scrap piece of paper. Another way you could DIY your own planner is with a little Stalogy notebook, just a spread I made back in November with a cover page and then some journaling and checklists. Once you've taken your self-survey, figured out the pages and places that you need for all of your planning and schedule and priorities and goals, you've determined whether or not you can do it all in one or multiple planners, looked at all of these layout options and figured out if the hourly, weekly, daily, monthly works best for you, then you need to ask yourself, what is the budget? Maybe our full schedule looks like we definitely could use multiple planners and cute ones to boot. It might not be in the budget. I shared with you guys 2 DIY options here, which are very budget friendly. I also showed you some passion planners, and I do have a discount code linked down in the description for you guys always, if that will help you out. Once you figured out what your budget is, then we go into tip number 5, which is figuring out the quality and size requirements for your planner, the most bang for your buck you can possibly get. Now, bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. What I mean by size requirement is if you have a situation where you're like me and you have an astigmatism, which means I see on a slant and I have to write on a slant, maybe a certain size or style of planner is not going to work for you. So for example, using something like an Erin Condren with a coil, while I love Erin Condren's paper, the quality of that is like butter, I would tend to run into some trouble with my hands bumping up against that coil when I have to turn my planner at an angle to be able to write in it. If you're someone who is visually impaired and you need big writing and big font, maybe something teeny tiny like the littlest Hobonichi option is not going to be the best for you. I also say quality as in maybe the type of paper that you're using, and if you really are on a tight budget, you're not going to be able to replace a relatively expensive planner once you find out that it's bleeding through. So like the Hobonichi, once again, for example, the paper does tend to ghost or bleed a lot. Let me give you an example where I've written in my December monthly calendar. For me, this is not an issue. The paper also tends to crinkle the more you use it. Again, that is an aesthetic or style that I actually enjoy in a planner, but for some people, this might be a deal breaker, and it is a relatively expensive planner. Getting this for January and then figuring out just days in it isn't going to work for you, not so great. If you're curious about the paper quality of the Passion Planner, here is a pen test example for you guys using all of these. We've got a bunch of Sharpies in here, Papermate, Flair, lots of favorites, and here is what it looks like with me pressing quite hard on the paper. One more thing to consider for your size requirements is this something that's going to travel with you? If you need a planner that's going to fit in your bag to take to the office or running errands, grocery shopping, any of those things, ask yourself if you can take along something big and bulky or if you need a smaller size to bring with you. If you do have room for multiple planner options in your budget, you could definitely go with something like the tiny little Stalogy notebook for an on the go to drop in your bag and have a bigger planner at home. Okay, so we've done the hard work, we've done the heavy lifting, we have taken our self-survey and figured out those pages and places that we need. We figured out if we need an all-in-one or multiple planners for all of our schedule and priority and tasks and goals. We've looked at our layout options and figured out which one or which ones are going to work best for what we need. We've determined what the budget is, our quality and size requirements, and now we get to the fun part, which is the last one, tip number 6, and that is to figure out the aesthetics, the style, and the storage. For your aesthetics and style, do you want something like an A5 binder where you can decorate it, customize it, put tip-ins in the pockets, and make your own printables every single month? Maybe something like a Passion Planner Weekly that comes with a super cute design on the cover, but stays fairly clean and simple, minimalist on the inside pages. Maybe something like an Erin Condren that also comes with customizable covers that you can pull in and rip out and replace and renew from season to season, but also maybe comes with some color or pattern throughout that is definitely going to show up on your pages and maybe affect your planner themes in your spreads. Maybe you want something like a Passion Planner Daily that is super clean on the outside, on the inside, in the pages throughout, but you can still customize it, make it yours, make it super cute by adding stickers to the cover or by finding a super adorable cover like this one from Coach that you can easily fit the A5 size daily planner into. For your storage consideration, do you have somewhere to put your planner at the end of the year when it's all completed? Or do you need something smaller that is easier to store, not going to take up so much space? Do you need something that you can pull the planner pages out of, maybe even discard them, and keep renewing and reusing the same binder year after year? Do you want something smooth and simple that is entirely bound together, that easily slides in and out of a shelf and doesn't take up entirely too much space unless you way bulk them up like I have had a tendency to do? Or do you have lots of space for planner storage? You can go with multiple different planners this year. You even have room in your shelf for the coil space or the discs, all that good stuff. The aesthetics, style, and storage was my last tip to consider in picking a planner for 2025, and that was all 6 of them, you guys. I will be sure to list them out again for you down in the comments if you want to take another look at them, write them down for yourself in case you think you missed something. We can also catch up down in the comments below. I really hope this video and these tips helped you out. Let me know, you guys, did you learn something new? Did you find a good tip to help you pick your perfect planner in 2025? Have you already chosen and you're just hanging out here for maybe new ideas for the next year? Either way, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. If you learned something new or found value in this video, I would love for you to subscribe and hang out with us more often. But that's all for this one. I will see you in my next one. Tell your dog I said hi. Bye, guys.